we're back. First Fight Night Apex card of the year. I'm your host, Picks by Pegasus. I'm here with Dravy and the one and only Mick Picks, best friend of the show, probably our most common guest. What's happening, brother? How you doing in the new year?
All good, man. Yeah, happy to be back. Always fun chopping it up with the boys. 2026 UFC has been giving us a treat so far, right? 2 back-to-back numbered events. And this is a good-ass fight night card.
I also think the 25K for people to go for finishes helped a lot with the entertainment of the fights.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know. First Apex does look pretty good. There's a lot of good names on it. Kind of surprised they went with back-to-back pay-per-views than a good Apex card. What do you think, Trav?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty decent card, honestly. Like some fun fights. On first look, I was not a fan of it. Talking about the card, but yeah, looking into the tape, I think there's some fights and some good betting angles. As always, that's what we're here for. So.
Yeah, definitely. Take a look at it. What's happening, champ? Thanks for joining us. What's going on, JB? Christian, Glenbot, thanks for joining. Billy, we'll get one of these going someday when these guys don't show up. Daz, what's happening, brother? All right, let's get right into the fights. First fight night we have is a girl fight. It is Claudia Sygula versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Let's see. Odds on these two ladies. You can get Sygula minus 150. You can get Zombie Girl plus 130. McPicks, I'm going to have you go first here. You're our guest. I mean, is Zombie Girl, she's looked decent at this weight class since moving up. What do you think?
I said this is a good fight night card. This is not, the best card, the best fight to kick off the card, but hey, at least we get it out of the way early. Zombie Girl did her zombie thing last time out, but she got knocked out pretty brutally. I will say, Sygula, I don't think she's good at all, but she is technical. She's training at the right gym. She's with the right girls at ATT. I think this is kind of one where it's either Zombie Girl kind of bonks her and gets her out of there early, or Sygula, she has better process. She uses her movement, that jab, kind of jabs way to a decision. So it's not the best fight. I'm kind of hoping that Sygula wins this one so I could fade her in the future. I don't think she does anything, too well. She's lacks physicality. Just not a good fighter overall, but I think she's at this stage in her career, 10 years younger, probably making improvements. She might be good enough to beat Cachoeira. So I kind of hope she wins this one and I fade her the next time out. But if I had to make a prediction on this fight, it's going to be Sygula probably by decision.
Drav, what do you think?
Yeah, again, it's kind of a weird fight because, she just got knocked out for the first time. When she's known for her durability, she's very, very hittable. She hit very hard. She's going to pressure, what she's going to do, right? But she slowed down a bit. Our ground game is really bad, but I don't think Sygula is the girl to really capitalize about her ground game, honestly. And, Sygula is more technical. She's 10 years younger, training at ATT. She's going to be improving from fight to fight. But I think Cachoeira has, the big moments upside and the KO upside in this fight. So I kind of think it's dog or pass betting-wise. Now it's plus 130 Cachoeira. Yeah, I think it's dog or pass, but yeah, I think it's kind of a coin flip fight to me. I guess my question, McPick, especially to you, but you're really good with these totals. So what do you think about the over 2.5? It's signed at Pick'em, and the way I look at it is if Cachoeira doesn't knock her out, do we really see a finish here? I don't know, man. It's minus 115.
No, I would lean to the over for sure because, like I said, I think Sygula has no power. Cachoeira, she got knocked out her last fight, but she's historically pretty durable. So,
and it was ground and pound, right? It was on the ground.
She got hurt in the feet, I think, her last fight. Cachoeira got bombed.
No. I meant Sygula when she got finished.
Oh, yeah. It was ground and pound. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I think that Sygula, she's the favorite. I would lean to the over on this one.
Yeah. I actually played Sygula minus 140 just because to beat a girl like Cachoeira, you need someone who's polished, relatively clean, doesn't take too many risks, and that's what you got here in Sygula. I think both these girls are terrible at MMA, so you're kind of fading bad with bad. There's a world where Zombie Girl, she makes it dirty and ugly. She probably beats Sygula because Sygula is probably not as tough as a girl as you'd think she would be being from Poland. But I'm saying a little too pretty. But I don't know. I think Sygula will wrestle here. We know Kachera is a bum on the mat, and I kind of think she knows the game plan here. I don't think it's gonna. I think over is pretty safe. I'm kind of surprised at that line. But
Yeah, I mean, especially if you like Sygula, like we
yeah,
all said, I don't really see a finish on her side. Yeah, Cachoeira is bad on the mat, don't get me wrong, bro. But like if you look who she's getting finished or dominate on the mat against, it's all really good grapplers. So I don't think it's really Sygula game. I think her pat is more like just out striking her on the feet, and yeah, maybe land a takedown or two, but I don't know. I don't rate her ground game all that much. She's normally the one getting finished and dominate on the mat herself.
yeah. I don't think she'll get engaged. I don't think she'll engage too much on the feet. I think she's just gonna be trying to keep the fight clean and try and just move around the cage. I think the small cage does actually favor Zombie Girl here, but I don't know. I think Claudia can pull it out with a clean performance. I don't think anything too crazy is gonna go on. She survived to round 3 with Miranda and Jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Over should be good. Don't see Sygula something catch.
You know she's gonna cheat. She's gonna do everything she can to survive.
Yeah, literally. Nick picks. They want your free parlays back.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, bro. You've been crushing with them when you were posting them on
Kachera
Twitter.
decision plus 575. What's happening 4 corners? Sygula is just a big dog to Ryan Dos Santos. Yep. Yeah, ATT water helps. Both girls were there, but now Kachera is at Amanda Nunes' camp. Yeah, we don't got Key. Key 3 picks is usually here. He's our WMA specialist, but yeah, he can't make it. He's got.
I'm gonna text him his picks for the women's MMA fight.
Ask him for the 3
Yeah, get those, man.
Yeah. All right. Next fight, we got Muin Gafurov versus Jacob Wiklacz. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Wiklacz plus 120, Muin Gafurov minus 140. Drob, you gave out Muin as your free pick of the week. I'm also on him. Tell us why Muin's going to beat Jacob this week.
Yeah, okay. So that's my most passionate take on the card. I think this line is short, even at minus 140.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Gafurov is still young. I think he's 29, right? Scroll down just a little bit. He's 29, right? Yeah, so he's 29. He's still improving. And yeah, I think he has clearly a better process of the two. Sometimes he can be a wild man like he did against Castaneda. But yeah, he carry way more power. He's going to be the one pressuring in the fight. He's the much better striker. I think he's more durable as well. I think he has better cardio. And I think his wrestling is better. And I think he's a stronger guy. So there's a lot of advantages just right off the bat, right? And he has more UFC experience. And he fought grapplers before. Yeah, he got submitted in round 1 against Said. He did mistakes, puts his head in a bad spot. So that can happen here. He can be dumb at time, but honestly, like if he just counter grapple like he did in a lot of his fights, like I mean, he's a tough dude. I don't think he's gonna get finished easily, but I will say I think Wiklacz's guillotine is pretty good, and I think his scrambles on the mat is great. So my worry here is that I think Wiklacz has the better BJJ. So I don't rate his wrestling. I'm not sure he can get takedowns here. If he does, maybe he can get one, but my worry is more that I think Muin can take him down if he wants. So if you get a takedown, maybe he can win from top position, maybe get a ground and pound. But also, if he's on the mat with Wiklacz, I think he can get reversed, and then there can be some trouble. Guillotine, he takes his backs or something. So yeah, Gafurov makes some mistakes in the BJJ. That's the worry, and why I don't think he should be like minus 250. But I still think it should be around minus 150 to minus 200 range, more in that area, because like I said, he's the better striker that carry more power. I think he has better cardio. Wiklacz slow down, and he's a bit chinny as well. I think Gafurov can crack. So I don't like Wiklac's body language when he gets tired and when he gets pressured. So now you have in the small cage a dude that's going to put you on your back foot, that's going to land big shots and going to make you, and I think he's going to get his takedown stuff in the open mat. So when that happens, I think he's going to get even more tired. And the Patchy Mix fight, I know he beat Patchy Mix. I think that's why the line was pick him. Patchy is a good grappler, don't get me wrong. He had some good transition against him, but Patchy, as we've seen when he comes to the UFC, he was not what he was on the regional scene, right? And that fight was a 50-50, and he slowed down in that fight as well. And the difference here is I think Gafurov is going to piece him up on the feet and land big shots on him. So I actually think Gafurov is going to knock him out, honestly. But yeah, if Wiklacz were to win, I think it's a submission. It's hard for me to see him win over 15 minutes. So I favor Gafurov on the KO aspect. I favor him in a decision equity. I give him more decision equity in general. And yeah, if there's a submission, I favor Wiklacz. But yeah, I think this under also is pretty good at plus money. I think there's finishing upside on both sides. But yeah, I think Gafurov win. I think he's going to knock him out.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the Rinya performance was very impressive. I think he has good counter grappling. I think he's a much better striker here. Wiklacz did not impress me against Patchy Mix. That win obviously did not look great or age well, I guess. I was on Patchy Mix there. I thought Patchy Mix won personally. A rewatch, yeah, it was a little bit closer than I thought. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Jacob's anything special. Millions fought better competition. I think he's going to probably knock him out here. What do you think, McPix?
Yeah, we're all in agreement here. I like Gafurov. Wiklacz went to a close decision, like you said, with Patchy Mix, but that dude is not only is he chinny, but he's hittable too. Like the dude's chin is waiting to be cracked. And Gafurov is a good fighter. He's more well-rounded. He's training with the right guys. If you look at his social media, he's training with Moura, which obviously is a good sign. The one thing I will say, which I worry about Gafurov, is he could be a bonehead a little bit, and if he engages in the grappling, he gives up some dominant positions really easy. Like he gives up the mount very easily. He's good at scrambling out of it, but this guy Wiklacz is no joke on the mat. He's got he was threatening Patchy with that guillotine. So Gafurov's got to mind his P's and Q's, but on the feet it should be one-way traffic. I also don't like how Wiklacz, he tends to play that BJJ game off his back, and you just can't do that at this level. He's gonna, even if they clinch, like he's gonna try and threaten with that choke, and he'll fall right to his back. And Gafurov can get top time, but I do think at some point Gafurov does find the chin of Jacob here. And I saw someone in the comments mention the under. I don't hate that angle either. I think both these guys are going to go at it. I've backed the under for Gafurov, previous couple of fights, and it hasn't hit. But a lot of times his fights are like kind of barn burners. So this is a good fight. This is a solid fight to early on in the card. But I do think Gafurov knocks him out at some point.
Definitely. Let's see. I know he's got Souza, Gafurov by round 2 KO plus 850. Not a bad line. I don't want nothing to do with this fight. Wiklacz subbing those front chokes. Yeah, I don't know. It is Syed's ninja choke. It's probably one of the best in the UFC. So I'm not putting all that too much stock into it.
I mean, that's concerning, obviously. That's probably how he would lose.
That's probably the only concern, to be honest. I don't think I'm worried about anything else. Well, you're right. Well, I don't think Wiklacz is really, really good gilly. All right. Next fight, another girls' fight. We have Kong Wang versus Eduarda Moura. Moura's 12-1. She's in, I think she's from Jailton Almeida's gym. Kong Wang, the Joker. Everyone knows her. Odds of the two ladies, you can get Kong Wang minus 350 to minus 390. Moura is anywhere from plus 285 to plus 295. I'll go first here. I went into the tape thinking I'm going to bet Moura just because of the grappling upside. Coming out of tape, I kind of love the under here. Everyone, I feel like the under is still pretty good. I think it's still at.
I can tell you what it is. It's plus 161 on Bet Online.
Yeah, so I like that. I know a lot of people this week are talking about like Kong Wang, why like she's not that big of a finisher. The over makes sense. Well, I think right here we have two very big discrepancies with Eduarda's takedowns, ground and pounds, and jiu-jitsu, and Kong Wang striking on the feet. Like if this fight stays on the feet, Moura is going to get finished on the feet. This fight goes to the ground, Kong Wang's going to get finished on the ground. Two good paths for these girls both to finish. Both girls are pretty good at their game. I don't see why this number is that big of a plus odds. I haven't bet it yet myself because the line obviously has been going towards the over. So if that's the case, just kind of going to wait and see where it lands. But yeah, I kind of like the under 2.5 here. What do you think, Big Picks?
This is one that I didn't get around to taping yet, but yeah, I think you got a favorite Kong Wang. Obviously, she's a big favorite now. She was like sitting like minus 220 earlier in the week. Now she's blew up to minus 350, but. Yeah, this is a pretty binary fight. Obviously, Wang wants to strike. Moura wants to get down to the mat. Wang, we haven't seen her, I don't think, I don't think she's been taken down yet. She's 100% takedown defense. but she's obviously the better striker here. And another thing to mention is Moura, she definitely slows down. So if you're looking at like a knockout prop, maybe round 2, early round 3, that sort of thing. But yeah, I agree. Wang should be the favorite. I gotta dig into this one a little more. I didn't tape it, but yeah, maybe the line's probably about right. I think that she either knocks her out or wins a pretty dominant decision.
What do you think, Droff?
Yeah, I think Kong Wang is pretty good. Probably one of the best striker in that division. Like very technical. I actually did tape this fight today, and yeah. So watching tape on Kong back is pretty good. Like the Fernandez fight, I know she lost, but she was doing very well. And if you look at it in the Fernandez fight, she was going to the body a lot, right? She hit it with a lot of body kick, teep kicks, knees to the body, uppercut to the body, right? A lot of stuff like that. And in the Lipski fight, she decided to destroy her calf, a lot of calf kicks, and she almost got a knockout in round 2 because Lipski was falling off. But Lipski switches to southpaw and find a way to survive. But my point is, she makes her target very well, and she's an intelligent striker. So I think here in this fight, she's gonna go back to her body work, which is pretty good. So teep kick, knee to the body. And I've seen something on her Instagram that she's posted. She's with Team Alpha Male now. And if you look the way she's training, defending takedowns and everything, it's a good camp for that. But she's specifically training to use her knees when defending takedowns, like knee to the body, knee to the head, when people shoot sloppy takedowns. So I think that's gonna be very live here in this fight, because as we know, Moura is a good grappler, but she has a good round 1, and then after like 6-7 minutes, she tired her out, man, in almost every fight. The Gomez fight was a terrible look. Gomez should have finished her. She was slowing down a lot, and then her body language is not great when she's fatigued. She's on the back foot. She's not doing anything. She's shooting sloppy takedowns. So that knee's gonna come out right in her face when that happens. I think that can be the fight. And even then, the striking gap here is completely crazy to me. I think on the feet, Moura is not going to have any success at all. So if you add the fact that she's going to be tired in round 2 and 3, and then the fact that Kong Wang is probably going to defend her takedown, she's a strong girl, she's a big girl. I think in round 1, Moura can have maybe some success clinching. Maybe she get one takedown. But yeah, I mean, when she started to slow down and she doesn't have any success on the feet, I feel like she's going to get destroyed by Kong Wang. Like, Lipski is a really good striker, and she had success on the feet when she had trouble with her leg. And Moura also doesn't check calf kick whatsoever. So I think Kong Wang is going to destroy her leg or beat up her body pretty badly. And then as the fight extends, she's going to go to the head and, finish her. So yeah, I actually think she's going to get a finish here by knockout. The only worry you can say maybe is Moura put her head in bad spot. Like Gomez almost had a guillotine. Murphy almost had a guillotine on her. But she fight out of this position, and she's a better BJJ girl here. So I don't think her getting submitted is super likely, but that can happen. Obviously, Kong Wang had a guillotine on her record. So just a little worry here. But I do think she's going to get a knockout. I do think Moura, even against Murphy, when she's going up in weight class, man, like, in round 3, she was running away and she lost round 3 and almost got finished in one point of that round. So yeah, I don't think her cardio is good at all. She's with the Almeida camp. We know these type of fighter like Almeida, like Syrkira, like Moura, like they're all kind of gasser, and people that when things are not going or their way, they kind of look for the door. So I do think she's gonna Kong Wang, if that girl want to go. If that girl want to go home, she's gonna show her the door, and yeah, I think she's gonna finish her. So Kong Wang by knockout here, I think it's a pretty good bet. Maybe you look at Kong Wang round 2-3 knockout is from pretty big prices, and the difference between the KO 2-3 and the round 2-3 straight pretty massive. So they're giving Kong Wang not a lot, but they're giving her pretty much how can I say that? They're giving her a bit too much finishing upside with the submission in this fight, I think, with the way they're pricing it.
Okay. Wang Gang, Moura has...
Obviously, you guys know Key is a big fan of Kong Wang, so he's obviously picking her, and he thinks she's probably going to finish. So I don't know about the other fights yet, but I did ask him. What's up, Uncle Weezy? How you doing?
Kong Wang, Gilly?
I hope not. I play some KO here.
Kong Wang, more pieced up bad on the feet. So late finish for Wang.
hope
Wang
so. I
looks
hope
more. Nicholas Dalby does for Brazilian, kind of rooting for the chaos. KO or sort of finish or bust. Yeah, tends to look that way for Moura, honestly, when you watch her fights. It's kind of why I leaned under. Okay. Syed Nurmagomedov versus Javid Basharat. Basharat's coming off a KO to Ricky Simone. I think we were all on that fight for that one. Syed Nurmagomedov 18-5. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Syed Nurmagomedov at plus 110. You get Javid Basharat at minus 130. Big picks. I'm going to go right back to you again. I mean, do you think Syed Nurmagomedov gets one of these front chokes against Javid if he wrestles, or do you think Javid keeps it standing for this one?
I think it's possible. Of course, Saeed is a tricky dude, but I think Javid is a smart fighter, so I don't think so. I think Basharat has a number of advantages he can leverage in this fight. He's bigger, more output, better cardio, and just better overall process. He's also 3 years younger than Nurmagomedov, which is a good sign too. Both these guys are on a 2-fight losing streak against a solid level of competition. Skill for skill, Saeed's a better guy, right? I mean, he has the flashy strikes. He he's probably has a finishing upside here. The issue is like all that falls off a cliff after round one. It's just not sustainable for Nurmagomedov. Every single fight that he's in, he slows down significantly. He gets complacent at times as well with his grappling defense, allowing himself to get controlled and taken down. To give him credit, he is very dangerous with his submissions. But like I said, that danger factor completely drops off a cliff after the first round. A guy like Javid has proven he can fight at a high pace across 3 rounds. And in a fight that I anticipate is going to reach the scorecards, and the bookies also anticipate it's like minus 250 to go to a decision. I'd rather back the guy that I know is going to be there in rounds 2 and round 3, who's not going to not completely guess, but really slow down after round 1. I also like how, Javid is on this card with his brother, Farid, and they're both trained at ATT. Another thing to mention is that, I feel like Saeed is just the dude almost looks like disinterested in fighting. I mean, he's probably, obviously he's very legit. He's into fighting, but I don't know. I just feel like when he gets tired, he's just too complacent. He's too accepting of the bottom position. Obviously, he has the chokes. He can pull something out of his ass like he did against Kakramanov.
Yeah.
But I just feel that Javid is more in this game. He's a little bit younger. He's, like I said, he's on this card with his brother. And I'd rather back the guy that I know has a better cardio and has a more sustainable game plan. He's going to be there in rounds 2 and rounds 3. I think that Saeed can definitely, obviously, win round 1, probably at a higher clip than Javid can. But it's not out of the question. I feel like if Basharat wins round 1, kind of puts Saeed in a hole, for rounds 2 and round 3. So I like Basharat here. Both these guys are typically big favorites, so pick your poison here. But I'm going to back Basharat. I think he wins the decision.
Yeah, I'm on Basharat as well. I grabbed him minus 125. I think outside of the front choke, I don't see how Syed Nurmagomedov wins this fight. His cardio is not great. His footwork goes down the drain after he gets tired after 7 minutes. And I think Javid can both, with his striking and his wrestling, get a game plan going where he makes Syed tired early. Round 3 is probably Javid's at a pretty high clip. Round 2 as well. Round 1 is probably where Syed has most success, probably where he carries most of his power, but most of his strikes are spinning attacks. And I think Javid's too smart of a fighter to, fall for that stuff. Like you said, Syed will also take bottom if he gets taken down. So no problem there for Javid. I think he's a smart fighter. And outside of the spinning stuff, I don't know. I don't think Javid's chin is actually fried as this line is telling us. So I'm fine with Javid minus 130 is probably a discount here. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, first of all, we have 55 people watching on YouTube, only 16 likes, sorry. So come on, boys, give us some like. We're going live, giving you guys good takes on this card. I'm gonna disagree on this one. I'm on the other side. I like Saeed as an underdog. I did pretty well betting both of these guys' fights in the last couples, and I think it's a good spot here on Saeed at plus money. I know it's not a popular play. Every sharps that I talk to are on the other side, but the way I see it, first of all, I'm going to ask you guys both a question. What is Javid Basharat best win?
His best win?
Let's take a look.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I gotta go back and look. Let's see, best win.
I mean, he was beating Victor Henry. Obviously, that ended in no contest.
Yeah, I guess
with Ayman Zahabi. I mean, probably
Tony Gravely, maybe.
Yeah,
Tony Gravely, probably. Maybe Medtus Mendonca, maybe.
No, he's not good.
What would you say Saeed's best win is? Saeed Kakramanov?
Yes, and I think Gafurov is a good win. He has a win over Cody.
Yeah, but he was losing that. He was losing that.
Yeah, he was losing bad to Kakramanov until that finish.
I know he was, but he still got that guillotine, and he got it in round 2, not in round 1.
Yeah, it's kind of lucky though.
But it is a very, very good win. Cody Stamen is a decent win. I think he beat Jonathan Martinez, and Gafurov is a decent win as well. So yeah, I just think I don't know why people are so high on Javid. Like, he's obviously a good fighter, but when you look into his resume, like when he fought a good fighter, he lost first of all, and then he fought guys who gassed before. Tony Gravely gassed, Mendoza gassed, and these fights were 29-28, and he didn't separate in those fights. So I think he's a close margins type fighter. He's not a good finisher. Even when guys fatigue, he's not good at finishing late. And so McPick said that, he favors Saeed early, obviously in round 1. And I do agree with that. But I think it's like 80% Saeed round 1 to 20% Basharat. Like, I think he only ever lost a round 1 time in his entire MMA career. Pretty good stat here. The only times he's lost a round 1, it's against Sanyukub Kakramanov, who's a really, really high-level wrestler. Much better wrestler than Javid Basharat. It's not even close, right? And now you look at it, you look into the matchup. I think Saeed is the better striker. I think he's the faster striker. I think he's the more dangerous striker. I think he's the better submission grappler. I think he's more likely to finish the fight by submission or by knockout. Basharat is coming back after a brutal knockout loss. I know he took a year off, but still, first time he's ever lost by knockout his entire career, and it was a brutal one at that. And then, Saeed slowed down, but when you look at it, he slowed down. But if you actually watch the fights and, look into the time, most of the times when he slowed down, it's after 7 to 8 minutes, right? So he's really good in round 1, and then he make round 2 competitive in almost every single of his fight. In round 3, he has a good first minute, and then yes, he does gas, but he did gas against Bryce Mitchell, who did shoot a lot of takedowns. We almost finished in round 1 with a big knee, and Mitchell is a way, way better wrestler and grappler than Javid Basharat as well. And Mitchell had a tough time holding him down and taking him down. He had success, but at the end of round 2 and then in round 3, when Saeed was tired, and the Oliveira fight, Saeed hurt Oliveira, was in the main event. He hurt him in round 1. He won round 1. And then Oliveira just put on a crazy pace in his face nonstop, landing big shots, right? And the Martinez fight, like I said, I think he won, but it was very close. And so my point here is I don't think Javid pushed that kind of pace, first of all. He's not that type of guy. He's a technical striker. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's a bit hittable. And I think that he's going to be there for Saeed spinning shit early on, especially. So I think Saeed will win round 1. So as an underdog, I play him at plus 125. So I like that. If you give me the guy that has more finishing upside, that's going to win the first round. And then, I do favor Javid in round 3 by a decent margin, right? But his wrestling is not even that good, honestly. Like, his top control is not good. If you look into his UFC career, he's never really hold down anyone. Like, people get back up when you take them down. And Peg, you said that Saeed, when he gets taken down, he's stuck there and he has no get up. I really disagree with that.
Well, I think he's comfortable playing jiu-jitsu. I don't think he's...
Yeah, you said he has a no get-up game. When he's against the fence, he does has a really good get-up game. When he's in the middle of the cage, his get-up is not as good, especially in round 3, for example. But yeah, he did get up against Bryce. He actually reversed Bryce Mitchell in that fight. So yeah, and again, he has that guillotine in round 1, but it's still dangerous and there in round 2. And I've seen Javid put his head in a bad position. So I can see a scenario where Saeed hurt Javid with like a spinning shit or a big knee up the middle, and then Javid shoot a sloppy takedown and he submit him. I can see Javid shooting a takedown, getting submitted, right? I don't really see a scenario where Javid finish him personally. And then, I think it's a 29-28 decision more often than not that Saeed win round 1 and lose round 3. But round 2 is probably a 50-50 round. Saeed's going to have moments in round 2. He's not like a 5 minutes fighter. He gas out, but after like 7.5 minutes, that's what I've noticed on tape. So again, I don't think that Javid pushed a crazy pace either to make him gas. So for me here, I think that line should be flipped. I think Saeed should be a slight favorite, minus 125, minus 130. And I think he's a really good underdog bet this week. So yeah, close fight, but really excited to watch it. Honestly, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's just more so that like I feel like Saeed, he's not finish dependent, but like who do you think is more likely to wrestle and gain top time? It's probably Javid.
Yeah, but
Um,
his wrestling is not good. Like, I mean, it's
yeah, but
decent, but
like I said, I think that Saeed is too dependent on like his submission as like a threat. Like his takedown defense is not that good. It really
No,
isn't.
the front choke is his takedown defense, and if he doesn't
I
get
think
it,
I think his takedown defense against the fence is good, and his get up is good when he's there. But in the open mat, it's not great. But again, if you look into Javid Basharat tape, he's not really holding anyone down. Even Mendoza and Gravely, he had issues holding them down, right? When they're really tired at the end of the fight. I know Gravely's a good wrestler. Mendoza played BJJ off his back. And, I don't think Javid top game is all that. So I don't think him, yes, he can land takedowns. I agree with you on that. But I don't think him finishing from top or holding him down for 5 minutes, it's very likely. Maybe get like 2 or 3 minutes of top control. Yes. In round 3, for example. But even then, he doesn't really push a wrestling heavy game plan ever. He prefers to strike. And when he strike, he has no power and he has no margins. He's good. But again, I don't know, man. I think Saeed is better.
I don't think either guy has much pop, to be honest. I think that if there's a finish, it's
Yeah,
probably gonna be
I agree with you on that. But Saeed is the faster guy with the ends, and he has like those spinning and those knees. So he's more, if anyone get a knockdown,
he's more dynamic. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
think Javid is more consistent. He's like more consistent with his like better process. Like he'll throw like more like
His
higher
process is
accurate
better.
strikes. You know what I mean? Where Saeed is going to be spinning around in a circle.
I agree with that, but it's very hard to track down and beat a guy like that. Javid never fought someone like that either. So yeah, anyway, it's a close
It's a
fight.
good fight.
So, yeah, it's a good fight. So we'll see how it play out. But yeah, I have Saeed plus 125 here. I think even at plus 110, plus 115, it's still good. I think he should be slight favorite.
all right, champ agrees with us on Javid here. Javid is the president. Saeed can get finish. Yep, that's probably his only way he wins. Bad Nurmagomedov versus Bad Bash brother. I kind of disagree with both of those statements. Both guys are decent. Javid's fought better comp than Farid. Are we one against Zahabi in a close fight? And the split plus 550.
You got that picture.
This is -2. That picture. Ricky Simone's aftermath. And then this is -230. I mean, I guess it's just maybe a parlay piece is plus 230 on Syed, but I don't know. Gravely's the best. I think so. He's talking about weigh-ins. Probably, yeah, that's important to check. That's interesting. I mean, Javid said win the round, even when the price spread is chalking. Yeah, he probably wins the first round at a high clip. I do agree with Jav. Like first round.
You just missed a good comment.
This one here. Yeah.
I see it.
Syed finished only -200. Does tell a story. Do you think it's a split decision? Syed is plus 800 and Javi's plus 450. No, I think if it's decision, it's probably going to be pretty good. Javid, like majority or unanimous. And if there's a finish, it's probably Syed. All right. Third girl fight of the night. Bruna Brazil versus Caitlin Souza. Caitlin Souza's 15-6. Bruna Brazil, the fighting nerd, is 11-5. Line on these two ladies. Bruna is plus 130. Caitlin is -150. McPicks, I'm having you go first here, man. I mean, I looked at the night of the fights. I saw Caitlin Souza at plus 110, and I was like, damn, that's a great bet. Like, I'm going to look into that tomorrow. By the time I woke up in the morning, it was gone. It was -140. So do you think Souza deserves a favorite price tag here, or is Bruna going to get the upset?
No, I'm with you. Actually, the same exact thing happened to me. I was like, all right, Souza plus money. Like, all right, I'll look into that one, tomorrow. And then the next day it was like -150, like totally flipped.
Yep.
Took a ton of steam. But yeah, I think that the line right now is probably about right, -150 range. Souza, she kind of reminds me of like a Andrade, right? She has that same build. She's like a bulldog, like, power, a lot of power shots, but can make some poor decisions, get taken down, that sort of thing. But she has really good, like, flowy striking with big power. She's able to mix it up well in terms of like target selection. She'll have the power and the durability advantages here. But I don't like, whenever someone's trying to take her down, instead of like digging underhooks or like fighting hands, she's going right to that like guillotine as a defense. I don't like that because then she gets taken down. She's on her back. But I don't think Bruna Brazil is like gonna, implement some sort of like heavy grappling game plan. She's more of like a technician. She likes to fight on her terms. Good distance management, movement. She's long and rangy. But honestly, I think Souza's going to be in her face most of this fight. Going to kind of keep her on her back foot, throw in combination, and when it comes down to that, I want to take the girl that's going to land the more damaging strikes, more likely to finish the fight. And I also looked into, the social media. Souza's training at the Hibas gym, which I like. I think the previous fight before this one, she was training at some random Brazilian gym. So that's a good sign. So yeah, I like Souza here. I think the line's about right now. If you got in at plus money, you did a good job. But I think that she's going to land the more damaging strike. She's more likely to finish here. So yeah, to pick Souza.
What do you think, Drop?
Yeah, it's not the fight I have the most passionate take about. I do think Souza win, but like you guys, I feel like the line movement was sharp. But at this point, I feel like it can also be a close fight where Brazil is gonna run away, win some minutes, do the kicking and everything, right? And Souza is gonna be pressuring, landing the big shot in the small cage, which I think is way better for her being in the apex for her style. And I think that she's gonna land a way bigger shot, win the big moments and things like that. But yeah, I guess if anyone grapple, it's Brazil, right? And she's gonna have some success with the kicks and everything. So yeah, it's probably gonna turn out being a close fight. I think this one go the distance. I think Souza probably win 29-28, and Brazil is gonna make it close somehow, some way. But yeah, I think Souza wins. Not too much to say about this one. And also, just so you guys know, Key likes the Souza here. He think that she wins. Not sure how, but he thinks she wins.
Okay. Souza finished only minus 150. Seems fair. Yeah, the Shi Ming fight was not a good look at all. Yes, Bruna does have the grappling upside. Souza is a dog. Bruna is going to continue the pattern, one fight losing the next, probably. Too bad Key isn't here to say Souza should have been minus 600. I think that's a little. He wouldn't say something like that. That's more my speed of a comment, to be honest. But all right, next fight. Won't waste much time on this one. Next fight, Nikolay Veredenetikov versus, that was a tough one, versus Nico Price. I can't believe we're watching another Nico Price fight. Odds of these two gentlemen, Nico Price plus 235. Nikolay is minus 275. Drav. I mean, this has got to be Nikolay by KO, right?
Yeah, I don't even know about this one. Yeah, I think Nikolay is gonna win. I'll win, and I don't know, man. Like Nico Price is washed. It's been washed for like 2-3 years now with the knee brace and everything. So yeah, I don't want anything to do with him. But yeah, Veredenetikov, sometimes he can be clinch. Like he's good in the clinch, but he can lose minutes when taking down. His ground game is bad. No get up game. So yeah, I guess Nico Price will try to grapple a bit here. And yeah, I don't like this fight, honestly. I think Nikolay win. They're probably going to try to keep him around. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a, like he could.
I don't know if that means washed or bad or old. I don't know what he's going.
It means jack.
It's nothing good. It means nothing good. But continue.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess Nikolay should win, but his fight IQ is so poor, man. Like the Soriano fight, he could have won, honestly, but he preferred to be dumb instead. So yeah.
What's going on with you, McPix? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Job. This is a pass fight. Price is taking this fight on less than a week's notice. He's been in the UFC for a while, so they're probably paying him a good chunk of change to take this fight. And Veredenetikov, the dude has just been underwhelming ever since he got into the UFC. He's a big dude, good striker, but he's low volume, has no sense of urgency. He was a finisher outside of the UFC. He's not doing that in the UFC. And he has a grappling deficiency. I don't think that's going to play too much of a part in this. Price can wrestle, but I don't think he's going to wrestle too much here. And Price is the busier striker, but he's been in so many wars at this point that, like, would it really surprise us that if he gets just touched in the chin and gets put out like he did in the Robbie Lawler fight? So gun to my head, I say Nikolay knocks him out just in the fact that Price is taking so much damage, coming in, who knows what type of shape he's going to be in. So, but yeah, you can't play Veredenetikov at this price. That's for sure.
All right. Yeah, didn't even look in this fight. Yeah, this is just a shit show. Prado, yeah. No, that fight is pretty low IQ. And I'm going to sit and fight out and watch it as a fan. I mean, you won't be watching much. I think the fight's going to suck. All right. Next fight, Daniil Donchenko versus Alex Morono, another guy. I don't know why he's still in the UFC. Lion, this is the biggest favorite of the card, I think. No, second biggest favorite of the card. No, biggest favorite. Donchenko is minus 725. Moreno plus 525. It picks. Is this line wide?
Probably not. I mean, it probably is, but it's not. It probably is not going to look like it's wide. You know, it's kind of like it's similar. Morono kind of reminds me of Price in a way. They're like kind of similar age. You know, they're on their way out. Morono, you know, he's got other things going on, right? He's a commentator for another fight organization.
CFFC, right?
Yep. And then he also, I think he has his own gym now. So Donchenko is definitely the rightful favorite. I mean, I don't know about minus 800. That's a little steep, I think, but you know, he should be a pretty big favorite. He's 11 years younger. He's aggressive, really good striking, well-rounded. And Morono, kind of like Price, he's taken a lot of damage throughout his career. You know, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and he's a massive underdog here. So he's a well-rounded fighter, but last time out, you know, against Carlos Leal, he kind of just threw caution to the wind. I mean, these guys just threw down. I have a feeling he's going to come out a little more tentative here, a little more technical. But Donchenko's the type of guy that's like he's going to be in your face no matter what. So I think he's going to force Morono to fight. And in that case, I mean, I think Morono gets knocked out eventually. Donchenko, nasty striker, and he also has some really, really good elbows. And he's super aggressive, like I said. So
I guess give this under at minus 133.
My concern is that Morono's tough. I mean, like he takes a lot of damage unless you put him out cold. Like he's not going to quit unless you really have to beat him up. So I would be concerned like a late round 2 finish. You know, Donchenko, the KO prop for him his last fight was like upwards of like plus 200. Now it's minus whatever it is, minus 160 or something. Mm-hmm. So I probably won't play anything here, but I do think Donchenko gets the knockout eventually. I don't know when though. It's just
KO minus 165. What do you think of that line?
Yeah, probably cash, but I wouldn't play that honestly. Like I think Morono can probably run circle and you know avoid the fight a bit here and trying to fight to not get knocked out. I can see that happening, but yeah, I guess I would probably bet the under instead of the KO because you know Donchenko, if you get him, it's probably under 1.5 the way he fights. Pretty nasty in the clinch with those big elbows. But yeah, I have the same read as McPicks here. I think you get him, but not really confident. Gonna look into this one a bit more, but yeah, he should knock him out. Morono is gassing out these days, not really taking it seriously. His chin is not good. It's been knocked out. 3-fight losing streak. His head looked to be out of the game, but you know, he can run away and fight not to get finished like he did against Buckley, for example.
Yeah. All right. That's minus 165. Yeah, my bad. It's Fury. CFFC is in Philly. It's not, or an East Coast promotion. It's not. He wouldn't be here. He's down in Houston. The Ukrainian fish tank. I didn't watch this season of Tough, so I don't really get the joke behind that. Is that like his nickname or something? I don't really know. Yeah, he'd be afraid of Key. All right. Main event time, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We give out picks every week for free. Most profitable podcast on YouTube. Just like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let us know what side you think is the best for the main event this card. All right. First fight of the night on the main card is Julius Juicebox Walker versus Dustin Jacoby. Line on these two gentlemen, you can get Jacoby at minus 185. You get Julius Walker at plus 160. I'll go first because my breakdown's quick. Pre-tape, I was like, oh, Dustin Jacoby's going to beat him up on the feet and win this fight pretty easily. After tape, definitely dog or pass for me. I think if Julius Walker grapples here, he can probably have success taking Dustin Jacoby down and top timing Dustin Jacoby, which you don't see often. But on the feet, it's going to be pretty tough. I mean, Jacoby's kind of been chinny at times. He's getting older now. I don't know. I feel like this is, although it's weird to say, I think this is a Julius Walker spot for some reason. I think if he just grapples, it could be a lot closer. So I don't know. Plus 160 to me seems fine. I haven't bet it myself yet, but I'm going to take Julius Walker to pull the upset. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a fight that I've not taped yet. Honestly, I don't really have interest pre-tape. But yeah, obviously Jacoby much better striker, but he get hurt in almost every fight, right? So that's concerning. He's getting older, 37 years old now. And now here with Walker, it's like Walker has grappling upside. He's a big dude. He's young, he's improving, but his striking is not really good. He's very hittable. He got hurt by Sakura. It was not a good look. He went 15 minutes with him when everybody finished him. So I don't like to see that, honestly. But yeah, you could take him down and maybe, look way good on way better on top. But Jacoby takedown defense and get up game is pretty good. So I don't know. But yeah, there's levels in the striking here, but like Walker's younger and probably more durable. So yeah, I've seen that as well. Like he was in Brundage corner actually when he fought in Australia, right? And now he flew back here, so not good, jet lag and everything. So yeah, but I think Jacoby should win this fight, honestly. Maybe the under, I guess. What do you guys think about that? It's minus 120, minus 125. I think it's probably good, but
1.5 or a 2.5?
It's under 2.5. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too. I was gonna mention that.
Go ahead.
You know,
what do you think?
I agree with you guys. I think it's probably dog or pass from a money line. I ended up siding from a pick perspective with Jacoby just because he's the better striker. He's made a living out of defending takedowns, getting back to his feet. Great cardio and output. Unless he gets finished, the dude just always fights close. He arguably beat Clear Roundtree. When it goes to decision, I don't think he's ever lost like 30-27. He always fights close, but level of competition, obviously a big discrepancy too. It's in favor of Jacoby, but he's 37 years old. Like you guys mentioned in the chat too, he just traveled back from Australia. That's a big flight. He came back with his boy Cody Brundage. And Walker is 11 years younger. He's big. He's durable. He's athletic, but he's super green still. He can definitely take a shot, but he doesn't have great defense. He's going to be the better grappler, but his wrestling isn't the best. He does a good job at pushing at pace, but if Jacoby does a good job of defending the takedowns, then Jacoby's going to piece him up on the feet. Walker does come out really hot, and he's aggressive, so like you guys mentioned, I don't hate the under 2.5. I'm surprised it's actually set there. I thought it was going to be like, set at 1.5 with like, juice, a little bit of juice to the over. But yeah, I don't hate the under 2.5. I think that even though Walker's never been knocked out, he is hittable. And we know Jacoby has been knocked out. He's taking a lot of damage. So that's what I would play. If I had to bet this one, I don't have a bet, but if I did, I would take the under 2.5.
All right. He has good takedown defense at this level. I'm not sure he can get takedowns. I wouldn't even trust Julius Walker to pick me up from the airport. Julius way too green. Julius doesn't grapple here. He's going to get cooked on the feet. Tend to agree. Julius Walker has heart and cardio. Walker obviously showed loss on the ground. Yeah, this is obviously a bad look. That's what I think a lot of people are basing their opinion off of, is that. All right, next fight we have is G Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat, 14-0 versus 17-1. Farid Basharat's minus 260. Matsumoto is plus 220. Drav, I'm gonna have you go first here. You think this line is wide?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I feel like these types of fights where you take the spread on Gene Matsumoto here.
That's exactly what you took it right out of my mouth. That's something for spread of the week.
Yeah, I don't play the spreads, but I do think here it's probably a good one, honestly, because I'm confident Farid's gonna win, but I'm also confident it's gonna go the distance, and I'm also confident it's probably gonna be closer than the line indicates. That's kind of my breakdown without breaking the fight down too much in deep. But we know Farid's gonna grapple. We know he's gonna get takedowns. We know Gene has a decent guillotine, so we need to watch out for that. And we know Gene has good get-up game, so you won't access bottom position.
And his leg kicks here are going to be helpful for keeping him.
Also, yes, and I think Gene has really good cardio. It's very tough. So, and on the feet, yes, he has more weapons, and I like his kicks, like you said. That's a good point. But yeah, Farid obviously still undefeated, very good grappler, push a pace. But he has some of these fights where in round 3 he had some sketchy looks, right? In his last 2 fights against Gutierrez, not the best performance in the end of the fight. He didn't grapple as much there, so maybe some fight IQ. I don't know, because in the Lapidus fight he grappled a shit ton. So Yeah, he has a lot of things to prove before we call him that. But yeah, I think Gene is very good. Maybe being a bit underrated here at this price, like plus 220 range. I think it's pretty disrespectful. And I guess I'll pick Farid decision, but not super confident. And I'll leave on that. Do you guys think Gene beat Rob Font? Do you think that decision was correct?
I think Gene won the fight.
Yeah, I think he probably did too.
Yeah, if he was 18-0 versus 14-0 now, do you think the line will be what like how it is?
He would be Furry would be like minus 170.
Yeah, it'd probably be a little closer.
I agree. Yeah, and
Rob,
I
this
think
is one of those where you don't have to answer, but I would bet money that you have some sort of involvement in the over 2.5 in this fight.
me,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this one goes to a decision at a super high clip. You know, both these guys are good, but Farid is just a very, very good fighter. He's fought a solid level of competition, and he arguably beat everyone that he's fought 30-27 on the judges' scorecards outside of the Gutierrez fight. He's just super well-rounded, high fight IQ, and just knows how to win minutes and rounds. He's fighting, obviously, Matsumoto, another solid prospect. I think Matsumoto is a little more offensively potent, but he's there to be hit and he's there to be taken down. He's young and durable, does a good job of working back to his feet, but against a guy like Farid, you just cannot you can't be okay with being taken down and being caught in the pocket because he's going to capitalize. So I think that it goes the distance, like you guys are mentioning. I think that's a really good spot. I don't think either guy has any quit in them. And I do think at some point Matsumoto is going to get caught. The dude loves taking one to give one, and he's there to be hit in the pocket. But Farid's not the guy to do it. Doesn't have a lot of power. I think Farid's the rightful favorite. The line is probably a bit wide, but I do think he wins a decision, probably 29-28, maybe a 30-27 thrown in there, depending on the judge.
Just can lose his pride.
Yeah, right. Just one. No, but I looked at that earlier today, actually. And I was actually going to make it probably one of my bigger spreads of the week. I think this is a perfect 29-28 fight. I don't see either guy really getting a finish here. If I do see a finish, I think it's coming from Gene, and it'll be some like fluky kind of KO. But outside of that, no, I think this is a close fight. I think Gene Matsumoto defends takedowns decently well. His submission game is pretty good. The leg kicks are going to keep Farid at bay for a while. I don't think he's going to be chain wrestling as much as he normally does, getting kicked in the leg, and it also makes wrestling harder. So yeah, that's my takes on it. Gene Matsumoto plus 3.5 is the spread of the week.
Yeah, I was looking at the over as well, but I just couldn't find. I'm trying to stay away from parlays, and I just couldn't find another solid parlay piece.
Kong Wang.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to lay too much. Whenever it's a women's MMA fight and the underdog is the better grappler, I try and just stay away, just in case, But I think the over is a really good spot if you're a parlay person.
Wow, Matsumoto. I do think that Gene plays too much jiu-jitsu on the ground as well. That's my only concern with the spread.
Yeah, it will jump that guillotine, but his guillotine is decent though. I'll say that. Like it's not a bad one, but I don't think Farid's gonna get caught in it.
All right, Lord Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is brought in to execute Drav's boy Marc-Andre Barriault. Drav, let me ask you, what round does Mikhail knock out MAB?
If he does, it's probably in 1-1. I guess my question to you, if he doesn't knock him out in round 1, then do you think he wins?
Yeah, I think so. Just because I think Mikhail is, if MAB was in his prime, way closer of a fight. But now at this point, I think MAB is a little bit old. I think Mikhail will throw volume and is the better boxer here. I don't think anyone's going to wrestle, to be honest. Maybe MAB, if anybody, but I don't know.
I think Bayo needs to clinch here. I think he needs to clinch.
He might, and that's another tattoo.
Yeah, he's pretty good in the clinch. He's a good walker, and he built as the fight goes. So I do think he can have success there. And if he extend Mikhail like after 7 minutes, I think his power is going to be a bit less, so less danger. But yeah, I do think probably he gets a knockout early on. Like he has big power, as we know. He's taking his career seriously. Mikhail is being at Fighting Nerds, grinding, still young, improving.
His KO is minus 280 on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be betting that. If anything, I would
where?
just take.
That's my bookie. Bet online is minus 200.
Still,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
that's probably how he wins. Like, he never really wins decision. He's more of a knockout guy, and he normally does it in round 1. So I would just take the KO1 at plus money and hope for the best if you want to bet this fight. And I think Barrio can win if the fight goes 15 minutes, and I'll be rooting for him. His knockout win over Bruno Silva live in person as my first UFC event watching live was pretty crazy and scary. They didn't show it really on TV, but he was on the ground for a long time, and they did carry the stretcher to get him out there. He was that was a brutal knockout.
What do you think, McPix?
Yeah, I think it's one of those fights where like the obvious spot is Mikal KO round 1 or just round 1 in general, and it's one of those where it's like you just don't overthink it. I think that's what's going to happen. These guys are on 2 opposite career trajectories. Oleksiejczuk looks a lot better since going to Fighting Nerds. MAB has been knocked out 3 times in the UFC, and all 3 were brutal knockouts. Like, it wasn't like the ref stepped in. Like, he got knocked out cold pretty much in all 3 of them. And also another thing to note is I don't think that Oleksiejczuk's going to have to worry about the takedown threat here, so he's going to be able to pressure more. And the guy comes out the same way every time. He's pressuring, he's throwing combinations, and he's throwing power shots. He always has a lot of power in round 1. And I think he's going to do the same thing here. And the question is, at 35 years old, can Marc-Andre Barriault take those type of shots? I don't think so. If it goes past a round and a half, it might get hairy for Oleksiejczuk, but I still think he wins if the fight gets extended. Obviously, the money line is crazy. I think it's going to be a round 1 finish for Oleksiejczuk.
Okay. Do you think it's under half a round prop is better than the KO round 1 prop? What do you guys think?
No, I'd just take KO. I honestly just take round 1. I was looking at Bet Rivers.
I saw that too.
Plus 128.
Yeah.
The round 1 KO prop is like plus 135. So you got to go round 1 in that case. He's trading at the Fighting Nerds. I mean, it could be a club and sub, like, never know.
Yeah. Shaw really doesn't have power, though. I would take the over on 1.5. I'm terrified Mikey O guillotines MAB after he rocks him on the feet and everyone betting KO. Yeah, I tend to agree. I was just looking at that on fight odds. Yeah. Yeah, MAB. I feel bad for him too. It's fucked up, but
I'll be rooting for him. I'll be
all
cheering.
Right. Next fight, 2 Slavs, Rizvan Kuniev versus Jailton Almeida. Jailton Almeida 22-4. Rizvan Kuniev 13-3. Odds on these 2 gentlemen. You can get Jailton minus 150. You can get Rizvan Kuniev plus 130. McPix, I'm going to have you go, then I'll go, then Drav will go. So who do you like for this fight?
I like the underdog in this fight. I think Kuniev is a really, really solid fighter in the heavyweight division, and I think he's going to cause some issues for Almeida. I think one of the main points here is Kuniev has good takedown defense. In my opinion, he's the toughest opponent for Almeida to get down to date. If he does get taken down, he does a good job of getting back, showing a sense of urgency and getting back to his feet. Obviously, Almeida, he can take down anyone. Super athletic, super explosive for the heavyweight division. Obviously has excellent grappling. But his game is way too control-based versus damage-based, which Dana White, the UFC, has been really vocal about moving away from and talking to the judges about that. So on a technical level, Kuniev has the better striking. He's more out of the 2 fighters, he's more likely to land damage. He'll also have a big durability advantage here. In the previous fight against Blades, he arguably won and really made Blades work to get his offensive wrestling going. And if you just look at how easily Blades took, you can't do MMA math, but how easily Blades took Volkov down comparatively, to how Almeida took Volkov down.
Well, look how easy Jailton Almeida got Curtis Blades down.
What's that?
Look how easy Almeida got Curtis Blades down.
Yeah, but Blades
destroyed him in round 1 of that fight.
Yeah, but he didn't do any damage. Then look what happened.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And how that fight ended against Blade.
Yeah, I watched him, the elbows to the back of the head while he's hugging his hips. I was there live. I saw it. I was on Jailton there too, and I'm on Jailton here again.
Yeah.
Continue, McPix. Go ahead.
The other thing to mention is that in the matchup with Kuniev and Blades, that fight was pushed back 3 weeks because Kuniev had some undisclosed injury. Obviously, every fighter comes out and said, I was injured, but it actually got rebooked 3 weeks in advance because he had an injury. He's on a full camp here. I think Almeida's taking this fight on like 2 to 3 weeks' notice. So I like Kuniev here to defend the takedowns. He probably get taken down, work back to his feet, land more damage, and potentially finish Almeida.
So yes, I think on the feet this is a tough fight for Almeida, but I don't think it stays there long. I think the type of takedowns are different too. Curtis Blades does that single leg and then tries to work his way to the back and all that fight. You're talking about a guy in Almeida who shoots double legs, shoots power blast doubles, gets to the hips and takes you to the ground. And the one thing that I was kind of like, I was trying to get to a Kuniev bet because I bet him last fight. I was trying to get there. But when you watch a Dagestani guy on his hands and knees crawl across the cage to get to the fence to get back up, you're not going to be able to do that against Jailton Almeida. He's going to put the hooks in. He's going to finish you. So I think Jailton Almeida, this is a buy low spot here. On the feet, yeah, it's probably wide, but I think if Jailton Almeida takes him down and puts that pressure on Kuniev, he'll get Kuniev tired. I just think also Curtis Blades is kind of washed, to be honest, at this point in his career. Yeah, sure, he knocked out Jailton Almeida, but anyone watching that fight knows probably destroyed Jailton Almeida. He destroyed Blades in round 1, Jailton, and round 2, he's going to pick him up and do the same thing. But for some reason, I don't know if it was his Brazilian IQ or what it was, sitting there with your hands wrapped around his hips, just eating elbows to the back of the head. I don't understand why he didn't move.
I think he quit.
He could have been that, and that is a factor you get with Jailton Almeida. His body language doesn't look good if he can't get takedowns or if he gets tired. But if he gets your back and he gets top time, that's probably around, and I think he does it here against Kuniev. So for me, that's the reason I played Almeida at minus 140. Yeah, and I guess I'm willing to die with Jailton Almeida at slight chalk yet again. Here we are. What do you think, Trav?
Yeah, I'm on the same side as Mick picks on this one. I think as Uncle Weezy said in the chat, is the big Riz, Kuniev here. Yeah, I mean, I know he has not won a fight yet in the UFC, but he's a pretty good fighter, man. I guess I'm not gonna repeat everything McPick said. My breakdown is pretty similar to his, but the main thing I'll say is I really like Kuniev shot selection in the striking. Good jab, especially against a grappler, right? So good jab, good knees, and good uppercut, right? That's the type of shots you want against a guy that's only going to try to grapple against you. Going to show the knee up the middle, going to show you the uppercut, going to jab you when you're at distance, right? So I like that. And then I like the fact that he's also big and he's also strong and he can defend takedowns. I've seen this guy sprawl on regional. I've seen this guy get up when taking down. But yeah, the concern is he can get his back taken. He can give up his back if taking down, and then Almeida can snatch up his neck early on, right? But if he doesn't, I think Kuniev has better cardio. I think he has more toughness in him. I think he's the much better striker. If it goes 15 minutes, he's going to do more damage. Like I can see a scenario where Almeida win 3 minutes of control, 4 minutes of control, and then Kuniev get back up and still the round with 30 seconds, So I can see that happening. I think that Kuniev is alive to finish him in any round. Yeah, so I think he's the side here. I think it's a really close fight though, so I understand if people are passing. It's probably like a coin flip type fight. And yeah, Almeida obviously coming off a loss that he probably should have won, and same for Kuniev. Yeah, I'll say I know he should have beat Volkov, but Volkov has bad takedown defense and bad get up game, bad ground game in general, right? And
it improved. His Volkov's ground game has improved lately.
It did improve, but it's still not good, bro. Like Kuniev ground game and takedown defense is way better than Volkov. And yeah, the fact that it was still a 50-50 fight and he couldn't finish him, I don't think it's a good look. So I think this fight here is going to be tougher for him, and I think he's probably going to get finished. I think it's going to play out similar to the Curtis Blade fight, where for Almeida, like he's going to have success early on in round 1. He's going to take him down. Kuniev's going to get back up, but yeah, Almeida's not going to do much with it. And then in round 2 he doesn't get a takedown or gets tough or get back up, and then just going to get hit with some big shots and quit or something. So yeah, I think his chin's a bit weird, honestly. And he hate the striking. He hate getting hit. So I think Kuniev's going to hit him, and yeah, I think he's going to put him out.
Yeah, one more thing to mention here. The big Riz also trains with Big Ankalaev. So peg this up.
Uncle Anki. Yeah. Good old Uncle Anki. Let's see. Jalting ground and pound, peg get his name right. The Rizzler. This is what they're talking about. The big Riz. Give me Kuniev. I've never been high on Almeida. I think Kuniev is good enough to get a job to get it down. Yeah, on the feet, it's not going to look that way. Pause. I don't know who got paused, but champ, let us know who got paused.
Blade did add an injury, but like McPix said, Kuniev was also injured, and I think it was an hip injury, right, McPix, if I remember correctly?
For who? For Kuniev?
Kuniev. Yeah, so
I
they
think-
were both injured.
Yeah,
in the
I think he might have said rib injury and something else.
Yeah, so he was injured in that fight as well. They both were. So
this is disgusting to hear. This is just narrative-based capping. Disgusting.
no, I mean it's not narrative. It was true, but
we've
just like
Diego Lopez. Just like Diego Lopez has 2 broken feet, right? That's what I'm hearing right now, right? That's what I'm hearing. Diego Lopez had 2 broken feet. He would have lost if he had 3 feet.
Listen, what about all the staff allegations? Justin Gaethje has staff. He's screwed.
Volk had staff.
Volk has staff. Come on.
Yeah, it's just this narrative-based capping, guys. Come on, you're better than that. All right, Amir Albazi versus Kaijo. I can't even say the name. Horiguchi. Horiguchi versus Albazi. Albazi plus 290. Horiguchi minus 365. This just seems crazy. We're seeing Amir Albazi at almost plus 4xx, right? Or did I say
no? It's
plus 3xx. But I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to see that. I'm gonna have Drav go first. I mean, is this a buy low spot on Albazi here, or is Horiguchi just that much better than him?
Yeah, I've never been an Albazi guys, honestly, even when he was in his prime. Never thought he was all that good, honestly. Like decent power, good grappling, decent wrestler, right? But he's a tough guy. I'll give him that. A lot of injuries, everything. But if you look in the matchup now here, he didn't look good in his last fight, obviously. But let's say he come back here and he look good, right? Let's say he look career best. How does he win? Like, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, like Horiguchi is the much better fighter. I think everywhere, but especially in the striking, like his footwork is way too good for Albazi. Albazi is going to have a lot of issues striking him down. Kyoji is going to be way faster also. And they've both been hurt in the past, so that can happen, I guess, but it's flyweight at the end of the day. So Horiguchi, I think, is more likely to finish. I think he's more likely to win a lot of minutes. And I think they can both land takedowns, but I think Horiguchi is probably more likely to find a submission if anyone is. And I think that his cardio is good as well. I think he's also tough, but I think he's in his, I don't know, he's not in his prime anymore. Let's put it that way. But like 80% of his prime is still better than, a prime version of Albazi, which I don't think we're going to get here. So I think Horiguchi is better everywhere. I feel like a level fights for me here. I think that he's going to school him. Never been high on Albazi. I don't think he come back here. And even if he does come back and look good, it's hard for me to picture him winning this fight. I guess he could take down Horiguchi, but is he going to hold him down? Is he going to submit him? Not really. And on the feet, I think he has nothing for him.
Does he finish? Does Horiguchi finish him?
I'll lean decision because I think Albazi is very, very tough, but I can see him hurting Albazi or subbing him maybe, but I think decision is more likely.
Gotcha. What do you think, McPix? I didn't tape this fight, so I got nothing to say here yet.
Yeah, I think Horiguchi is definitely the rightful favorite. Solid, experienced fighter. I thought it was super impressive the way he neutralized Ulanbekov, who obviously was a contender at 125. Horiguchi only has one loss in the UFC. It was to the GOAT, Demetrius Johnson. He has a 14-2 record to the decision, and his other loss was other decision loss outside of DJ was Patchy Mix. That was up a weight class. So, Albazi on the other hand, I think he's solid, but he's just recently hasn't looked good. He did not look good against Marino. Obviously, it's Brandon Marino, but he was coming off of like a potentially career-ending neck injury, which he opted for surgery, and then he previously had some like major heart surgery too. So he's been like plagued with some serious health conditions. He's a better wrestler and grappler here, but Horiguchi, good movement, tough guy to find, and I don't think Albazi shoots enough. So on the feet, I think it's just Horiguchi all day. And I think he outclasses him to a decision.
All right. Kyojo Albazi, after beating Tagir, who is clearly diminished from weight cut, I think Horiguchi's chin is still a massive concern. And I think Albazi can put Kyoji out. I like it. All right. So I think Albazi plus 200 finish only is Albazi's. I like the way he plays fight because I don't see how Horiguchi finishes the fight personally. It's kind of fair. Also, Horiguchi is fighting up at 135, dealing with much bigger guys trying to wrestle him.
Good point.
Kyoji season. You couldn't tell me Blade's injury. He did 2 takedowns, 3 minutes control in the first round, the second Billy time. Okay.
Yeah, Blade did injure himself in the fight, but all I'm saying is Kuniev was injured going in.
All right, enough about that fight. We'll just see who gets to.
You're already having PTSD about getting.
We'll see who laps who.
Yeah.
All right. This is also our first of the year. You guys versus me for.
Yeah, and you're on the
Jail
chalk
in Almeida Island.
On the
Jail
chalk
in Almeida Island. We'll see.
You're not on an island.
Go ahead. Okay. Here's your boy, Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira. 23-3 versus 16-3. Odds on these two gentlemen. Lines coming back on Mario Bautista is -173. Vinicius Lockdog is +148. Drav, defend your boy. I hope he gets executed. What do you think happens here?
You're saying this, but you wanted to bet him like 3 hours ago. So
I do think he wins this fight, but I'll go after this.
Yeah. You're a fan of his now. It's kind of
no, definitely not a fan of his, but I do think this is a very winnable fight for him. It's a toss-up for him.
It's really good that he's in a 5-rounders because I don't know why people hate him so much, but he's a really good fighter.
He's
very
so
talented.
Boring, bro. He fights so boring.
Yeah. The only fight he was boring in was the fight against Jose Aldo in round 3, bro. But yeah, I mean, you're a casual. You don't know. You know that. Bro. But it is what it is. You know,
he's going to try and cage grapple him the whole time too, just so you know.
Against Aldo?
No, he's going to do the same thing against Lockdog. He's going to push him up against the cage and try and melt them. That's what he's going to do.
And why is he going to do that? Explain me. Because
Oliveira is dangerous early.
Yeah, and because he has good fight IQ and he's a good fighter. So yeah, I mean, you can either hate on the guy and say he's boring. In the meantime, I'm just betting him and making money on him. So I mean, that's the way to look at it. But yeah, he's a pretty damn good fighter, man. Good fight IQ, good grappling, good striking, very, very good cardio. And yeah, I think 5 rounds for his style is very, very good. And I think Oliveira 5 rounds for his style is not good. Obviously, I think that here the concerns that people are saying is like Oliveira can fight 5 rounds, his cardio is not good, blah blah blah. We don't really know. He seems like the type of guy that can push through fatigue pretty good, and even if he's tired, he's not going to quit and he's going to try to land something big. But I think in round 4 and 5, it does favor Bautista, even though he's never been there himself. Very good cardio. I'm pretty confident he's going to look good in the round 3, 4, and 5. But I think Oliveira into the under 2.5 round, he does have a good chance to knock him out. Very, very big power. He's a massive guy for the weight class. And yeah, he's going to pressure Bautista. And I was looking at this, and if you look Bautista's resume, he's fought a bunch of grappler recently, right? He's not really fought people with big power that can really knock him out, like Umar, Patchy Mix, Jose Aldo, Ricky Simone, Blackshear, right? So I guess you can say maybe Aldo, but Aldo was, old and not really not really a KO guy.
Ricky Simone has heavy hands.
Yeah, I know you knocked out your boy Basharat that you're on this week, but Ricky Simone is not really the type of guy to get knockout normally. But
no, I think he's heavy though. He definitely has power.
He does have some power, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's not really.
Not like Vinicius though.
Yeah, like Oliveira, who's a crazy guy who's going to pressure, who's going to throw big shots. So, and on the other end, the way I look into Oliveira is he has some fight where he wins decision. He has round 3 finishes. So I'm like, is the cardio all that bad? But then you look at it, Carter Phillips, gas, Said, gas late, and the Sopaj, gas. So these guys gas and you just push through it better. But here, that's not going to be the case. Bautista is not going to gas. So yeah, I think Bautista is a smart guy. He's going to grapple early, kind of diminish the power of Oliveira and probably cook late. But even on the feet, Bautista is better technically. Oliveira makes a lot of mistakes. He gets hurt himself. He's reckless. But I think he has a chance to get a knockout here. If he does not get a knockout, I think Bautista probably win. Either he's going to finish him late or he's going to win a decision. This under is getting steam. The over 4.5 is +122 right now. I kind of feel like the over is going to keep going up. Maybe if the over 4.5 gets to like +140 range, which I think it might, honestly, because it's all under money at this stage. It's a bantamweight fight at the end of the day. I don't really like. I guess Bautista can finish late. That's
Oliveira's only losses come when he gets finished.
Yeah, I know, but again, I don't think Bautista is all that dangerous. First of all, and Oliveira is a madman for sure, but he might try to conserve his energy a bit for 5 rounders. I don't know. But what I'm saying is it's a bantamweight fight at the end of the day. Yeah, I think this over now is getting interesting. I'm not saying I'm going to bet it, but I'm going to be watching where that line goes. And maybe have, a contrarian tank in the main event and say Bautista win the decision. What do you think, Mick picks about, the side and totals? I'm curious to know your thoughts on this one.
Well, I was going to bring it up to you guys before you said it. I was going to say, who has Bautista fought that has power? Really, really no one. I mean, it was a while ago, but getting knocked out by Trevin Jones, and the way he got knocked out wasn't a good look. He got knocked down by Sandhagen early on in his career. And besides that, he hasn't really fought anyone with power, especially with the guy like Oliveira. Both these guys, they're like kind of similar in that they're big. I think they both have good cardio. Obviously, Bautista is known for his like pace and cardio, but Oliveira has good cardio too. I mean, the guy has never, first of all, he's 5-0 to the decision, never lost a decision. And in his UFC fights, he's been winning late. I mean, he doesn't have bad cardio, and his opponents tend to gas because of the pace he pushes. Like, obviously, if you sit back and you have a sparring match, like both guys aren't going to get tired. Oliveira doesn't do that. I mean, he forces guys to exchange. He forces them to grapple. That's what gets them tired. I think both these guys have a lot of similar attributes, like in that, again, they're big, both have good cardio, both on a solid win streak outside of Bautista's recent loss. But I think that Oliveira is the more likely guy to get a finish here. He's more likely to push the pace. He's more dangerous. He's more exciting. He's more flashy. And I think this fight should be lined a lot more closely, like more so to a pick'em. So I like Oliveira here.
Yeah.
And do you think he finish?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's a knockout.
So I tipped minus 130 on the under, minus 4.5. I mean, I told Drav I wanted to take it earlier in the week at, what was it, minus 110, but limits weren't open yet because the limit law was here.
Look at you, how you talking. So can you explain to the people what you're talking about? You're saying you're not tipping $100 line limits and $250 limit now?
Nope.
What?
Can't do it. Just can't. It's just morally wrong to do that. It's gotta be a fair line for people to get.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a question. So why did you track and bet Sulang Rainbow at minus 140 last week? Just people wondering.
That one was because I knew I needed to fix some numbers for taxes, so I needed to lose a bet to adjust my numbers, but I didn't want to mess up my average unit size on Bet MMA, so I had to lower it a little bit. That's all.
Okay, yeah, so that's why you tracked the opener, that move. Okay, yeah,
but
I got it.
Either way, I took the under here. I think both guys are live to finish. Obviously, that's how Vinicius wins this fight, and I also think Mario is live to submit and knock out Oliveira. He could do it either way because I think he's going to push a pace on him like he does everyone else. And I don't know. It just seems pretty straightforward to me. I think an under is super fair here. I did like Bautista at minus 160 when that came. This is just a big step up for Vinicius personally. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. But yeah, I like the under here. I think someone gets finished in this fight. I think that's pretty much it. We did not do the Wiki Feet this week, unfortunately.
Oh, why not?
I totally forgot, honestly. I didn't even think of it. We had 3 girl fights, too. We would have had some good options. Sulang bum. I wouldn't say that. He's young, bro. He's like 20 years old. Tough bout. I feel bad for Sebastian Salazar. That's who I feel bad for.
Bro, don't remind me.
Dude, so I had the over. I'd go the distance, bro. I lost by a minute.
I had Nakamura. That was the easiest bet I ever cashed in my life.
Bro, I had 3 units. Sebastian Saleh plus 110. It looked like the bet of the card. Looked like what, minus 250 or something. 1 minute left. He gets knocked out with a knee. I'm like, bro, come on.
All right.
Oh my God, that was frustrating.
Let's do a cycle parlay real quick for them. 1 decision, 1 sub, 1 KO.
Okay.
I think Farid Basharat decision is a good look.
All right. Farid Basharat decision.
I'm going to do it on Bet Rivers. I'm going to tell you guys the odds.
By decision. Okay. Farid by decision.
You can pick. I don't know what I'm going to pick. It's minus 134, make picks.
Okay.
This is such a hard one to pick a submission for.
You want to do a cycle or you want to just pick one leg?
We should just do one. Actually,
okay. If you want to do a cycle, I have mine. Gafurov knockout.
Okay, Gafurov by KO. Gafurov by KO. I think I'm gonna go with Mario Bautista by submission.
No.
I think so. What is him by submission?
Said Nurmagomedov by submission. Is that it? Is
Nah,
that the
that's
one?
dude. Bautista by submissions plus 300.
It's plus 370.
Yeah, what is the KO? What's his KO prop?
Bautista, it's plus 510.
All right,
I don't
maybe,
have a lot of
I don't
the,
know, this is a tough one to pick a sub for on this.
I don't think
card.
I picked anyone to win by sub this week.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think so either. Jailton Almeida, maybe.
Like Julius Walker might go for it if he gets Jacoby down.
Yeah, I guess if you like Almeida, then the submission makes sense. But we don't agree with you. But like the submission for Almeida is plus 265. I think that's probably how he wins. But
yeah, I don't know. This is so tough for that. I'm just gonna pick a money line. Should I pick a dog since we're doing props?
which one you thinking?
I was kind of thinking Julius Walker. Kind of like Julius Walker here, to be honest, as a dog.
I don't really like him.
Okay. I don't know. This is I got stuck with the short end of the stick here with submission.
Do another prop then. Doesn't be a submission. Don't force it. You like another prop outside of something else?
Yeah, I guess I go ITD on someone. Should I just do old J Chuck round 1?
Not a bad look.
Yeah, let's do old J Chuck round 1.
Okay. Plus 128. So the parlay is 15-1 on Bet Rivers.
Okay, plus 1,500. And what lines did you get KO and decision at?
Decision was minus 134. KO was plus 310. And round 1 was plus 128. I think that's actually probably going to cash.
Okay, and it's plus 1,500?
Yeah, plus 1536.
30 plus 1536. All right. That's great. Our first parlay of the year. Yeah. There's a sub guy. That's fair. Kyoji by sub? No. Wiklacz by sub, but he said Gafurov. Yeah, I don't think a sub happens on this card. Jailton maybe. I kind of think Mario sub, man. When it hits, I'm going to be so pissed at you guys.
I mean, it can hit. Honestly, that's
I'm
probably
telling you, it's gonna be like a round 4 or round 5 submission. I'm telling you, when he gets tired, I can see it. But guys, thanks for having us. Big picks. What do you got going on? Are you still doing the Dub Club, or where are you again for picks?
No. I kind of rebranded. I got this new thing going. It's on a website. It's MrSharpMMA.com. Right now, I'm posting everything for free. I got a Telegram. Someone mentioned that the parlays, everything for free in the Telegram chat that I posted. So I'm posting 2 parlays per week. I posted 1 in there. And if you go to MrSharpMMA.com, the plans and pricing section, there's a free trial under the monthly subscription. If you want all my bets for free, you can hit that. But yeah, had a good start to the year so far. Been really selective with my bets. Only like maybe 5 or 6 bets per week. And yeah, both weeks for both these numbered cards had a good night. So I have 6 bets up. This card is great, I think, for a betting perspective. I already have 6 bets up for this card, and you can get them all for free if you go to my my Twitter or MrSharpMMA.com.
All right, good job. What do you got going on?
Yeah, make sure you follow Make Picks over here. A really sharp guy. Thanks for coming as always, bro. It's been a long time. Normally you were there every month. Now it's been a couple months, so wanted to get you back on the podcast. And yeah, so as always, guys, my bets are on oddchoppers.com. If you want to, I'll have my bet, all my action. Hit me up on Twitter, drive you on the score. I'll hook you up with something on your first month. And yeah, we'll be back. I think there's a week off next week, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, right? Let me just check. Yeah, yep. So it's the Strickland and Fluffy card. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. My picks, as always, are free in our Discord. The Discord link will be down below.
You've not posted your pick, actually, on the Discord.
I've been posting, so I've been doing a little different. I've been doing my slate on Saturday. I'll post my Bet MMA slate on Saturday for our Discord. So that's kind of the way I've taken that approach to it.
What happened to the men of the people?
I'm still there. I'm still giving them out for free. I just have to tailor some things a little bit, but we'll talk about that on another podcast. I just need to ink something real quick. But all right, guys, that's the show. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys not next week. Everyone,
in 2 weeks.
What happened?
In 2 weeks, Fluffy
2
versus
weeks. Yeah,
Fluffy.
next week, Valentine's Day. Take your women out. Appreciate the girls. Take your mom out, whoever it's got to be. Enjoy it. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, guys. Peace.